Okay, so what are bundles? Essentially, bundles are little packets of information or little packets of data. And as I explained in the prior video, scenarios are made up of modules, and modules each perform different tasks within your scenario. So here there are two modules within my one scenario called demo scenario, and each module performed a task. This module's job is to watch for incoming messages. This module's job is to move those messages to the assigned inbox folder. So basically, when we click up here, we can see the bundle for module one. And the way to think about it is that a bundle is essentially the end result or the finished product of that module's task, right? And so this bundle shows us the end result or the finished product for the first module's task, which was to watch for messages. And you'll see here in the output that there were actually two modules. This is module one and this is module two. And we have it as two because remember we set our limit to two. Now, if I go in here and I change this to one, this is the maximum number of results to be worked with during one execution cycle. So by changing this number to one and hitting OK and running it, you'll see that instead of two bundles, there's just one bundle, right? So you can kind of control how many results that you get, and it depends on the settings that you put in for your module. So right now, it only is set to just one result, and so there is only one bundle, and we go into that by clicking the little number right above the module here. So this is just a bunch of data, a bunch of information, and if it's overwhelming, don't let it overwhelm you. Don't let it intimidate you. Nothing too crazy. Actually, if you take a deeper look into it, you'll see that it's very simple information. It's simply showing you the end result of its job, the end result of the module's job. And so the end result is the email that it got, which this is the email's ID. Every email has an email ID, and it has a created date time. And I created the email on December 28th, 5:58 p.m., right? And you can see when it was received, when it was sent. You can even get a preview of the message, and it said test, test, if you remember from the last video, along with my information down here. So it's very, very simple, very, very standard. And it's very good for testing and understanding how scenarios work, building out your automations, and being able to really understand step by step what is going on throughout each of your modules, right? It gives you a very in-depth look. So for the second module, we'll go ahead and look at its bundle. And you can see that it has an input bundle, which it just takes the bundle from here, the message ID from here, this one bundle here, and it takes the results from that and it carries it over into its settings. So you know how here we had like the number one, for example, or for the search we had from my email address. Well, for here, there's mapping. There's mapping that lets you basically take the results from or the bundle from any module that you have within your automation within your scenario, and you can use that as a setting here. So that's what we did. We took the message ID bundle and we put that into the setting for the module move a message, right? And so what that allowed us to do is almost it's telling this module for moving a message which message to move. And that's how it knows which message to move. It looks for the message with that specific ID from the input. And then it tells us, okay, this is the same exact message because it has the same exact ID. This is the message that it moved. And what it did is it moved it over to a different folder. And this is the folder ID, not the folder name. But it shows us that it did successfully move the folder over to the notes to self folder. And we see that by going into here, and we can see the notes to self right here. It's in the notes to self folder, the new demo 2 email right here. And going back into here, you can see, for example, if I scroll down, the subject for the email, which is new demo 2. So that's how we know we have the right email message, and along with its information, along with its body preview, all that stuff. So hopefully that is a clear explanation of what bundles are. Again, they're just the end result, the finished product of each module. And every time you have a module within your automation, it can have anywhere between one and an indefinite number of bundles or end results when you have it perform different tasks throughout your scenario.